Hi everyone, Spider-Man 1991 here, and I am here to do my full review on the Avengers movie. I saw it a few hours ago, and when I left the theater, I just decided, okay, I gotta get my video camera immediately and do this review because I want to get it all out of my system right now. I don't want to I want to do it while I'm just saw the movie and I'm still pumped from it. It's very great. Okay, first of all, my non-spoiler review. Okay, this is my review where a brief review. I'm not going to reveal anything. But, alright. Avengers, basically in a short non-spoiler summary, it's a 5 out of 5 movie, okay? It's extremely awesome. Everything since the first Iron Man movie has been building up to this, and it does not disappoint. It is a movie that every comic book fan should see. Okay? It's very, very amazing. You should definitely go out and see it right now. Okay, well, maybe not right now at this moment, because I'm pretty sure most theaters have stopped showing the movie, but whenever you can get the time, set aside a few hours, go see this movie. It's awesome. Okay? And that was for non-spoiling, because I do not want to spoil this movie. People need to please do not even look up spoilers, even if you are the slightly curious. Don't look it up, because you need to see the movie, because it's very amazing, and you do not want to spoil it for you, because otherwise it takes away from the action of the movie. So, if you're still watching this video, please close out your browser right now. Go to your nearest movie theater, see this movie, then come back and watch this review. Okay? If you're still watching at this point, you've either seen the movie or you failed. Okay. Now for my full review. This will contain spoilers, so please, I'm very, very sorry if I ruin this for you. Okay. Let me start with something that was kind of a big issue when it first broke news, was that Edward Norton wouldn't be wouldn't be Dr. Banner in this. He was going to be replaced by Mark Ruffalo. I think that was something that had fans concerned because, well, when you're trying to get all these pieces of the puzzle to come together to make this thing, and you make a change like making one of the lead characters replaced by someone else, I think a lot of people are going to start to worry about the movie now, because they're like, oh man, what if he's not as good, or what's going to happen now? Well, don't worry. Mark Ruffalo plays an amazing Bruce Banner, okay? I mean, yeah, sure, this is his first time around being Dr. Banner, but I would definitely watch a solo Hulk movie with him starring as Banner again, because he's very good at playing the role of the scientist who has a monster inside of him, and he's worried about what's going to happen. Okay. Anything else? Well, and the Hulk is also very hilarious in this movie. Not just, well, I mean, he doesn't really have any snappy dialogue, but just the way he acts. Hulk is awesome. He's kicking ass, and he was the main trump card in all of this. I mean, he definitely came in handy during the final battle, which took place in Manhattan. Okay, speaking of the, I'm going to jump around a lot in this review on a few points, but my next point I want to bring up is Hawkeye. I would say that in all the parodies that people make about the Avengers, they pretty much make fun of I think they make fun of Hawkeye the most, because at face value they see a guy with a high-tech suit of armor, a super soldier, a demigod, a giant green monster, a super spy, and a guy who shoots arrows. So, if you describe it like that, you make Hawkeye sound kind of weak. Well, he's not, okay? Hawkeye is pretty awesome. And I'm not just saying this because I've read the comics and I've seen Hawkeye, and I've seen all the stuff about Hawkeye. I'm saying this because in the movie, he's great, okay? He doesn't have any superpowers, but you know what? He's got damn good eyes, because he's hitting every one of his targets, and also it's not just basic arrows he's using. He's using trick arrows, because there's an arrow. There's explosive arrows. I think there was. Oh yeah, there was this. My favorite trick arrow that he used was, it was like this weird arrow. He shot it directly into a computer drive, and it hacked into the computer and shut it down. That was just cool. Another thing though about Hawkeye though that does disappoint me a little about this movie is that for the first half he was mind controlled by Loki, but it's still an awesome movie, and I'm willing to look past that. But still, it works because in the end, Hawkeye is able to overcome Loki's control himself, and not really himself, more like after a beating from Black Widow, then he's able to overcome it, and he's able to get into the final battle and kick ass. Yeah, great. All right. Nick Fury. Nick is definitely. Samuel L. Jackson does a great job portraying Nick Fury because Fury is not just the super spy, he's also the kind of guy who's focusing on the greater good, but he's also trying to manipulate things into his own. He's a good guy, but he has a lot of secrets. One of which was that apparently the idea that we've heard of why S.H.I.E.L.D. wants the Tesseract, the Cosmic Cube, is basically that the government wants to use it to provide free energy across the nation. Well, it's not just that. The primary reason the government wants it is because they want to create weapons powered by that energy, similar to what Hydra did during World War II. Basically, the reason they want the weapons developed with the Tesseract energy is because they're now aware of other visitors such as the Asgardians, and they want to defend themselves. They basically feel like, okay, we're dealing bigger and bigger threats are coming. We need to deal with this by blowing the crap out of it. But Nick is able to try to hold them back from doing that. He realizes, okay, that's not the way we have to do this. I need to get these heroes together because they are a better line of defense. So yeah, Nick Fury is able to get the Avengers together. He's able to use them to defeat Loki and save the world. Alright, now Loki in this movie. I would say Loki is, he's definitely the big bad of this movie. Technically not really the main villain of the story, but he's basically the main focus of main adversary for this movie because, ever since the whole banishment to another realm, Loki's pretty much working for someone else. And he wants to take over the Earth because he's had his bit of power as King of Asgard. He wants to be king again. So he's willing to do whatever it takes, which includes invading Earth. And also he does live up to his title in this movie as God of Mischief. He's able to subconsciously manipulate all the Avengers into eventually turning on each other, but they're eventually willing to realize, okay, we're being used by Loki. We have to pretty much man up and defeat him. So they pretty much are able to get past their short sightings and work together and defeat the guy. And another thing about this movie that I did like was that it combines both elements, both origins of the Ultimates and the regular mainstream Avengers, because the mainstream Avengers were founded when Loki tried to manipulate the Hulk. He tried to manipulate Thor into fighting the Hulk because he was hoping that the Hulk would kill Thor, but that didn't work out. Eventually, all Iron Man, Ant-Man, and Wasp also learned of what happened with the Hulk, and they find Hulk, and then they learned Loki controlled the whole thing. So so when all five heroes go after Loki, they pretty much prove to be a main powerhouse, and they decide, okay, let's do this. Let's form a team of heroes and deal with bigger threats like Loki and stuff. And the Ultimate Universe, it's pretty much the same thing we know in this, how the Avengers were formed in the Marvel movies, with that Nick Fury working for S.H.I.E.L.D., he realizes that there are going to be bigger threats coming, and he needs a team of I would say extraordinary beings to help defend the matter. So he activates the Avengers initiative. And so it's kind of a balance of both, in that Nick Fury got the team together, and that the reason they are together for the first time is because they're going to fight Loki. All right, that's pretty much a good balance of the origin that I liked. There's a lot of elements of both ultimate and mainstream in these movies, which is very great that we're balancing them both. Okay, and for those of you who are a big fan of, I would say that each Avenger does spotlight. I would say that the big four, Cap, Hulk, Iron Man, and Thor, each have their own sort of, private moments that spotlights on each character's aspects and stuff. I would say that the screen time is probably divided. I don't really think screen time is perfectly divided between the four of them. I think it's probably debatable when you compare it to the other characters, but I think the big four got into enough moments in this that shows that they are the big heroes and the guys in charge, and pretty much the main heroes of the Marvel Universe. Okay, another thing, there are numerous references to the other movies. Cap has flashbacks to the events of Captain America: The First Avenger. Thor's friend Dr. Eric Selvig also appears in the movie as a minor role. Dr. Banner does briefly mention the events of the Incredible Hulk, and Gwyneth Paltrow does have brief moments as Pepper Potts. So that was fun for the Iron Man movies. And also Clark Gregg comes back as Agent Coulson. But here's the thing, though. When Coulson does confront Loki after Loki's captured Thor into a cage that was designed for the Hulk, Loki pretty much stabs Coulson right through the chest. And it looks like Coulson is dead. Then Fury shows up with the med team, and Fury then broadcasts on the radio that Agent Coulson is down and that the medical team called it. So it looks like Coulson is dead. It appears to be, but a little while later, when Fury was talking to Tony Stark and Steve Rogers, he pretty much said that he was talking about how good a man Coulson was, and then pointed out that Coulson had some Captain America trading cards he wanted to get signed by Steve, and that he kept in his pocket, and they did have some blood on them. And that was pretty much the moment that got Cap and Tony to get together and just decide, okay, all of us need to set our differences so we can take Loki out. But then a few minutes later, Maria Hill talks to Nick Fury, and she points out that the cards were actually in Coulson's locker, not his pocket. And Fury says that, yeah, he did it because he needed to give the team the edge they need. So, as you can see, Fury does tend to hide the truth. Fine, yeah, lie. I'm going to say lie. He pretty much does seem to lie and hide the truth, so we don't know if Coulson could be dead. Another thing is that apparently Clark Gregg was also in negotiations to have his character appear in Iron Man 3. So there's that. We don't know. And plus, they are trying to introduce Agent Coulson to other elements. I know there's a version of him now that exists in the mainstream Marvel universe, and also he's practically a regular character on the Ultimate Spider-Man TV series. And Clark Gregg also voices him on Ultimate Spider-Man. So yeah, I don't think Agent Coulson is gone. No, I think Fury may have been exaggerating the condition, because I think they may have been able to save Coulson's life. Alright, now back to what I said earlier about when I mentioned that Loki is working for someone else. That is not... We do learn that Loki is working for someone else, but we don't get a clear idea who that is until the end credits. That's right, there is a post-credit scene. Come on. You didn't expect a post-credit scene in the Avengers? You thought it was going to be done? No, we're still going to have those. So, we learned that apparently Loki has been working for Thanos. People who are going to... I mean, they don't outright say that it is Thanos. You're just going to recognize his face, because I did when I saw it. Basically, Thanos is pretty much this guy, is this powerful being in the Marvel Universe. He's kind of like Darkseid, but Thanos is pretty much in love with the entity known as Death, and he pretty much wants to cause tons of destructions that one day he may earn his place by Death's side. I mean, he's a freaking psychopath. And when Thanos had the Infinity Gauntlet, he killed half the living beings in all the universe. I mean, really, that's in the first Infinity Gauntlet miniseries. That's one of the first things he did. He killed half the people in the universe. I mean, the entire universe. That's wow. So if Thanos is the main villain, I don't even want to imagine what they're doing, what they're going to have planned, especially if Joss Whedon's in charge, because I gotta admit, Joss Whedon did a great job with this movie. I mean, there's action, drama, and also some catchy dialogue, mostly from Tony Stark. And it's just an amazing job. Okay, Joss Whedon is a great guy. He's very talented. He's a great director. I mean, if you've seen Buffy, Firefly, if you've also read his run on Astonishing X-Men, I mean, I did all those things when I heard he was directing the Avengers. I thought, okay, I've heard Joss Whedon's name a ton of times. I want to watch some of his stuff just to, get an idea about where he might take the movie, and it's been great. I've liked all his stuff, all his TV shows. Well, not all of them. I mostly just watched Buffy, Angel, and Firefly. All of them were good. And also, I did read his run on Astonishing X-Men. That's also very good. You should read that. But yeah, I really hope Joss Whedon... I don't know about the sequel yet. I really hope Joss Whedon does come back for the sequel. If not, I don't know. I think I'll still see it. But man, this movie was just very awesome. Okay, it was everything that... Oh my god, it was just like summer officially began. That's what it feels. They did choose a good weekend to release it, because now I think a lot of people are either starting their finals or finishing them. This is a good way to celebrate. Reward yourselves with the Avengers. So, did I cover everything? Well, there are some costume changes. I mean, Thor's costume is sleeveless, but for the final battle, he comes back and he's like wearing the same suit from the Thor movie. Also, Captain America gets a new uniform. It's not bad, but I did kind of like the one from First Avenger a little better. But the helmet is a little sleeker, though. I mean, if I could have that helmet with the First Avenger uniform, that would be great. Oh yeah, and also Tony Stark has new armor. Yeah, the Mark 6 was pretty much badly damaged so right before the final battle, he got new armor, which is pretty great. Also Stark Towers was built, but in the end, it's practically destroyed in the end, so Tony rebuilds it. And there's also a little sign to the Avengers logo by having the A left and the Stark Towers being the only letter left on there, which is really funny. I think I covered everything about the Avengers. I mean, go see it. It's very awesome. And and I'm still not so sure how good The Dark Knight Rises is going to be, because I was worried. I figured, I might like the Avengers for the rest of summers, but when I see The Dark Knight Rises, I'm going to forget about it. But I don't know. I think The Dark Knight Rises has some pretty tough competition with this movie. The Avengers, boom, that's going to be like the main debate, I think, at the end of the summer, where people are going to wonder which movie is best. It's either going to be between The Dark Knight Rises and The Avengers. So, I really like this movie. It's great. I cannot wait till a few months later when we get news about the DVD, because I think once I'm going to be able to pre-order the DVD, I'm going to go and pre-order that thing and make sure I get it on time. Wow, this is still a great movie. 5, like I said, great movie, 5 out of 5. If you can see the Avengers as soon as possible, okay? No matter what you have to do at the movie, I mean, even if you're with your girlfriend, try to convince her to see this movie. Just try any lie you want to just see this movie, because people are going to love it. I mean, throughout the movie, when I was there, a lot of people were having positive reactions. They were laughing, they clapped during some of the scenes, and then in the end, thunderous applause. So yeah, still, Avengers, awesome. You should definitely see it. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, so... okay, that's all, I guess. I'll try to make a few more Avengers filmed videos in the next few days. So, yeah, that's all I have to say, really. Spider-Man 1991 saying, see you later.